Yeah, this is shown up here. I think this has to do, and it never ends. It never ends. I've been trying over the past, like, seasons, I don't know, like some it's very difficult for me to just leave my house. You know, it's so depressing and it's so awful, you know, and just it's so difficult, and it just makes me so, it's horrible, you know. It takes days to just kind of be able to feel like I have the strength to do it, and then it takes a while to recover, you know, and just the frustration that I deal with my life being the way it is, you know. It's just so awful. And then, like, just in terms of, like, trying to deal with my feelings about things, I was looking things up on my phone earlier today, you know, about I have never ever ended somebody else's serious relationship. I've never done that, right? And even though I get abused, unbelievably abused by many of these men for refusing to do that, you know. It's like you can't, and that's what it's like when you're dealing with people like this. You can't win. You know what I mean? I mean, I suppose if I had been willing to break up this guy's marriage and marry him instead, well, you know, and to do that incredibly immoral and awful thing, I would have been part of the club, and they would not be attacking me the way that they are. But I said no to him, right? And I've continued to say no to him, and so of course that means he feels he has the right to just make my life a total hell. He feels he has that right, and apparently a lot of other people do too, because he just hasn't lost interest. But I'm feeling like this is probably. I was looking up these things. There are other, you know, I am not a man stealer, but other people are. And I was looking up stuff about that, just to try to understand the mentality a little bit better. And then I also looked up stuff like, you know, it takes two to wreck a home. You know, I mean, a guy who doesn't want to be stolen isn't going to get stolen. You know, it's like it's just like someone who is like interested in being respectful of the person that they're with. You know, and understands sort of the mentality of someone who is always trying to take things away from somebody else. You know, it's like not going to be susceptible to that, right? They're not going to be susceptible no matter what it is that's going on with the person that they're supposedly actually interested in. They're not. It's not gonna. You know, it's like, but if you are just looking for the easy answer, and I don't mean that to be in a derogatory way necessarily. I don't mean to be derogatory, you know. Just like if where you're at, you know, in your own mind is still just like dating games and that kind of thing, and just competition and all that stuff. Like, and not you belong with someone who's immature like you. And as far as this is concerned, yeah, I mean, and this is what it's really like. I can't even look things up on my own phone, where a million people are sending me things anyway, even though I told them not to because my phone is hacked. And like, even just choosing a search result. I mean, one of the search results I chose just the first names happened to be about home, like a situation in which it was like a version of my name and like a version of the name Edward, and like they're all responding to it now, and it's like just trying to make it. I personally, I think what the deal is that, you know, it's hard, it's really awful, because it has nothing to do with it. And in fact I almost looked up Robert Pattinson after, like, sort of later, and actually I thought about raising the polybars, being like, no, I figured I knew how people had responded to it, and I was like, no, he's still like basically my favorite one to diss. Like, I get angry and I just scream and yell about the other ones, but like for some reason rejecting Robert Pattinson has always just been like something it was kind of like certainly I meant it. It was also very lighthearted, and something for whatever reason, and it's been like this for a couple of years actually. I actually wrote about it in 2011. I was like, why is it that I really like rejecting you? It's actually like fun, like enjoyable, and it's not just even just a question of like anger, right? It's more just a question, because some of the other ones are like so persistent and so hateful and so disgusting and drive me up the wall, right? Or the way that they've treated me has been so awful for such a long time, and like nothing. They never got the message about any of it. Even when I totally rejected them, they still didn't get the message about their own behavior. Just, you know, because the conglomerate is, you know, unbelievably and disgustingly chauvinist and incredibly abusive in other ways. For whatever reason, I think it just may be our personalities. You know, he's just one of those guys that it's fun. It's kind of just fun to reject him, and it's not meant to be cruel. And I've wondered about it sometimes, but that is in fact the truth about him. That is the real truth about him. But these people don't care about that. You know, they're too worried about 57 contraceptives to think about their own behavior and the way they treat other people, you know, who are not, you know, with the way they treat people that they victimize, basically.